Hi everybody, welcome to Spiritual Sunday and Talks with DK. Today we're going to talk about psychics and mediums. For a lot of you following this channel, this may be redundant information, but I also think you might learn something new. Psychics pick up or sense energy, and that energy is then filtered and interpreted through their consciousness. Mediums have direct contact with entities that are not on the earth plane. And whether it's people that have passed on or guides that want to make contact to help the betterment of the planet. Metaphysical abilities manifest in a number of ways, and sometimes there's a combination of those abilities. Some are clairvoyant. They see things, such as images or people. Some are clairaudient. They hear things, such as voices, in their head or outside of themselves. Some are clairsentient. They feel things, such as energy, emotions, or vibrations. Some channel other entities, such as their guides or people who have passed on. And then there are a few people, like Lynn, who channeled Dharma. She was a full body channel, allowing him to take control of her body. There are also those that use tarot cards or other types of oracle cards that they then interpret for you. And lastly, some use automatic writing. This is where a pen is put to paper and the individual allows the energy to move their hand to receive the message. I am one of those people. I learned how to do automatic writing about 30 years ago, but I've never really felt comfortable doing it for anyone other than myself. It has been a tool for me to work through my own emotions or feelings or life changes that were overwhelming. About 10 years ago, I tried to do it for other people, and I offered free readings to try that out. But I never really felt comfortable giving out information that I thought maybe wasn't accurate. What can I say? I'm a Capricorn. I strive for perfection. But automatic writing is what led me to create this YouTube channel. A few weeks ago, I decided to review all of my own automatic writings for the last 9 years. Anything prior to that, I just tossed out because I got tired of moving boxes of diaries and documents and even cassette taped recordings from Dharma. Those I wish I still had. I do have a few from Dharma, and we'll take a look at those maybe in a future episode. I was reviewing my writings because now that I'm retired from a full-time job, I wanted to once again consider doing automatic writing for other people, and I wanted to determine what my accuracy rate was, which right now stands at about 75%. I came across one writing that I did on March 5th, 2016. This is when a lot of the chaos in our country started. The question I asked was, when will this all end? It is so hard to be here right now. This was the response that I got. All of the souls who collectively will help transform your world are coming forth at this time. The darkness is being exposed. No one can stop that right now. It must come to the surface in order for things to shift. A global shift is occurring. One will see the end result of this shift approximately 5 years from now, in 2020. In the year 2020, everything will look completely different. You will live to see it all. You will be here to help. Your days of teaching are not over, Mary. So, here I am. Now, remember when we talked in previous episodes about probable realities? When you obtain a reading from a psychic or a medium, they are tuning into the energy based on your current probable reality. But if you change direction or do something that shifts that energy, then your probable reality changes as well. So, when you obtain a reading, you should never look at it as a definite. You should just look at it as an opportunity for you to see where you are and where you're going at this very moment in time. And then look at it as an opportunity to possibly change your direction intentionally. This is the best way to use the information you receive from a psychic or a medium. So stop asking about that perfect soulmate and stop asking about that new job. Instead, work on manifesting that husband or wife. Manifest that new job. I will be talking more about manifesting what you most desire in your life in a future video. One thing I do want to note is that many people always comment that this psychic or that medium has a gift. But in all truth, it's not a gift. Intuitive abilities are carried with you from lifetime to lifetime. So if someone is really good at it, there's a reason for that. They've been working on those abilities each and every lifetime for however many they came here for. And this is why sometimes you'll see that even small children have these abilities, sort of like Lynn had, telepathic and psychic abilities before she was even 5. Also know that we all come into this lifetime with this ability on some level. But sometimes the things that happen to us during childhood or during our lifetime causes us to block this energy and not trust it. So each and every one of us can develop this ability. Carey from Intuitiview is actually offering a class on this right now, and I signed up for it because I want to further my abilities, and I think she can help. One thing I do want to warn you about, that if you decide to open up psychically, you need to protect yourself, because once you open that door, you're not just open to your guides and people that you know on the other side. You're open to anyone that's from a different dimension. And not everyone is in the same place on that spiritual spiral. So you need to be careful and cautious. I went through this when I first started doing automatic writing, and it was kind of scary. But I learned discernment, and I learned how to protect myself. And so I no longer have those issues with unwanted energy coming through. Now, there's one more thing we need to talk about, and something that a lot of people don't know. Not all psychics and mediums are spiritually evolved. When using a psychic or medium, you have to consider where they are at on that spiritual spiral, because the information that they're bringing forth is based on where they are at. So the higher they are on the spiral, the better the information is going to be coming through for you. Remember what I said at the beginning of this video? Psychics pick up or sense energy, and that energy is filtered and interpreted through their consciousness. I have met a lot of mediums over my 30 years of spiritual exploration, and I can tell you that not all of them are evolved souls. A few years ago, I met a psychic through a mutual friend, and my initial reaction to their energy was to pull back and steer clear of them. But then I ignored that energy because I wanted to make my friend feel comfortable. So I wanted to give them a chance, and I became friends with them as well, the psychic. I will never, ever forget the day that I walked into the room where they held their readings. I started to cry because the energy in that room was so overwhelming. I couldn't tell if it was positive or negative, just that it was overpowering. As I got to know this person personally, I saw that they were an extremely negative, toxic, and sometimes a very hateful human being. That's when I realized that the energy that I was feeling that was so overwhelming was probably negative. Needless to say, I terminated that friendship several months afterward, and I have no contact with this individual to this day. So pay close attention to the energy that's radiating from a medium or a psychic. Get a referral if you can, unless you are confident in your ability to discern. Next week's topic will be about vibrational energy and how it affects us. So until then, be blessed and be safe. Namaste.